Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure. For God will judge the adulterer and all the sexually immoral. Hebrews 13 and verse 4. Dangerous effects of committing adultery or adding adultery in marriage. Capture this. The man of God here, addressing the issue of adultery, he said, for God will judge the adulterer. If you look at this scripture, it has like three very serious consequences or repercussions of committing adultery. Number one, he says, marriage should be honored by all. So adultery dishonors the marriage. Number two says, and marriage bed kept pure. So adultery defiles the marriage bed. And then he says, God will judge the adulterer. So three things. Let us start with one. Marriage should be honored by all. So adultery, if it is committed, it means dishonoring that marriage. You may just take it as a word, dishonor. Does it mean anything much? But let me tell you, amongst the investments that you make in life, all other investments you make in life, you use material items. You use money and all that. You go to education, to school, you pay school fees. You get me? But the marriage is the only life in which you invest your body, your soul, and your spirit. It is only the marriage you invest family separation. Because as a woman, you will leave your father and your mother, your brothers and sisters, uncle, aunties, grandfather, grandmother, nieces, nephews, cousins, and you will go to live with a man who even you do not know where he came from. It is only in the marriage you do the right, wrong, risk. So the Lord is saying, so therefore marriage should be honored. So when you commit adultery, you are dishonoring all those kind of sacrifices. So whoever commits adultery, you are not only dishonoring the person, you are dishonoring the institution itself, the institution of marriage. And dishonoring means you are calling it a trash, and you are calling your marriage partner a trash. And if there is a disrespect you can do even to yourself, is committing adultery. Because Paul says in 1 Corinthians 7 that your body does not belong to yourself, it belongs to your spouse. So when you are committing adultery, you are dishonoring your spouse's body through your own body. For instance, me as a man, I go and I commit adultery. I am dishonoring the body of my wife to another woman. In other words, because when I strip naked with another woman, maybe in that room, so that woman is seeing both my nakedness and the nakedness of my wife through me. Because Paul says, the Bible says, we will become one flesh. So you can imagine, when you commit adultery, you are exposing two people. You are actually exposing the nakedness of two people, yourself and your spouse. So when you commit adultery, you are dishonoring, you are degrading, you are trashing your own marriage. And even you yourself, you are degrading and trashing yourself. And by the way, after you commit adultery, you cannot command respect. The Bible said marriage should be honored. So when you commit adultery, from there, the issue of respect, honor, dignity, and nobility, they become non-existent in you. Even when you will be demanding, I am a man, respect me. You know I'm your wife, you need to respect me. It doesn't come, because adultery brings dishonor. Number two, marriage bed kept pure. So adultery, what it does, it defiles the marriage bed. What is a marriage bed? Remember we talked about this. Marriage bed is the altar of the marriage. So when the adultery is done, it's like taking menstrual emissions or menstrual period. You take it low and you go and you pour it on your bed. You pour it on your bed, and then you are told to sleep on that bed. Would you sleep? It's like going to the toilet and you pick those feces in the toilet and you come and smear it on your bed, and then you are told sleep on that bed. Would you sleep on it? No. Why? Because it is dirty, it is different. So adultery brings defilement, and you know the defilement of adultery is more filthy than monthly period. Adultery is more filthy than the water that flows from a dead carcass. That's what you hear. That's what we say. Adultery. The moment you commit adultery, it launches you into Sheol. You operate from Sheol. You operate from Hades. So when you commit adultery, you bring defilement, filthiness on your bed. You make your bed now an abomination. And that's why you notice those people who have ever committed adultery, they keep on dreaming with the dreams of demonic manipulations. They will dream with the succubus and incubus. They see very dirty dreams. It is God trying to teach you the nature of your bed. That's why myself I would advise, if you know you have ever committed adultery, lash the man of God. Maybe you committed it under influence. Maybe you committed it at a trap. Maybe you committed it because of the family systems, polygamy. Maybe you committed it because of an invasion by spiritual forces. So maybe it was not out of your choice. And tell the man of God, come. Let him take your bed and anoint it and declare it pure. I don't know that it may make sense. But if you're an adulterous person, your bed can no longer command purity. Even when you have sex with your wife, even when you have sex with your husband, that sexual activity is accessible by Satan. So you'll be having sexual actions with your wife and with your husband, and the devil will be taking the credit from that sexual action. While the marriage bed now is defiled, meaning it is no longer an altar of God. It is now an altar that can be accessed by demonic systems. Verse 3 says, God will judge the adulterer and all sexual immoralities. When you commit adultery, you put yourself under the judgment of God. What does that mean? It means there before, the Lord had actually made you receive, you never sinned. You had accepted the forgiveness of sin. But when you commit adultery, you reinstate back the things that you have ever done that went unpunished, and now you are called to answer those things. You are now called to account of your past, because adultery provokes the judgment of God. So meaning, if you commit adultery, you bring to yourself the wrath of God. Now, from that moment,